Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I'm going to continue this video. I'm David Bokolo, still from Hallmark Professional Security Academy. The last time we are here, we started by looking at what we have, some definitions like what security is, and the various aspects that a security is supposed to be performing. But today I'll just take the highlights to what we should have for a basic security officers training program. So I'll call what I want to start with, say the title: Observation, Awareness and Situation Intelligence. That is the title of what I want to talk about today. And the core purpose of this model is to let the security personnel know their lines of duty and the things that are most important to them, to develop the officer's ability to see clearly, interpret correctly, and respond appropriately to environmental and human activities within a security post or patrol. This is the thinking mode of a security officer, where he is guiding, where he is staying, where he is patrolling, so that he will be able to see clear, interpret correctly what this is, and respond appropriately if he needs to call a backup. The key to this area is his ability, observation ability. How he is able to observe the difference between seeing and observing, active versus passive observation, identifying unusual behavior patterns, monitoring people, objects, and movement, environmental scanning techniques. Those are all what you're going to learn in this model. Then we'll look at situational awareness. What is he aware of according to the moment, according to what he sees at a particular time? Understanding normal versus abnormal situation. Reading environment baseline. What belongs, what doesn't, what is supposed to be there and what is not there. Early detection of potential threats. Awareness zones, near, mid, far zones. How does he have to know of all those things? Suspicious activities identification. Common suspicious behavior. Loitering without purpose. Repeated movement in restricted areas. Avoiding cameras or security presence. Behavioral indicators of risk. Pre-incident warning signs. Number 4, we're going to look at human behavior reading basic level, understanding body languages and cues, nervousness indicators, aggressive or passive behavior recognition, crowd behavior basic. We're going to also look at site familiarization, knowing your environment thoroughly, entry and exit points, blind spots, high-risk areas, importance of patrol mapping. Familiarity reduces mistake. Then we'll look at reporting awareness. This is linked even to the further studies that we're going to have. What should be reported immediately? What should be monitored? Importance of accurate observation before reporting. Avoiding assumption. Don't run into conclusion. You may raise a false alarm. Then common observation errors, the mistake that we make sometimes when we look at things or we try to observe, assuming instead of confirming. Distraction during duty, over familiarity with environment, ignoring small changes. So at the end of that model, we're going to learn 10 minutes observation drill silent. Identify 5 unusual elements in control areas, the patrol rules, memory mapping, and then what changed. At the end of it all, what you're going to get in Model 2 is detect unusual activities early, maintaining continuous environmental awareness, distinguish normal versus abnormal behavior, observe without distraction, prepare accurately, imports, input for reporting awareness. So that is about module 2. But as we go on, if we are here, we're going to still look at some little security tips that I think may be useful for us as security personnel. I'm going to give us just a few tips, the errors, the mistakes sometimes we make as security trainers or security service providers. One of the biggest mistakes many security officers make is believing that security is simply about wearing a uniform and standing at the gates. Professional security begins long before deployment. It begins with observation, it begins with discipline, it begins with understanding your responsibilities. Many incidents occur not because officers are absent, but because they fail to observe what is happening around them. At Hallmark Professional Security Academy, we teach that security is a profession, not merely a job. A professional security officer must learn to think, must learn to observe, report, and respond appropriately. That is why the basic security training program is the foundation of our training pathway. Remember this, a uniform does not make a professional. Knowledge, discipline, and competence do. I am David Bokolo once again. I'm going to the second tip. This is the third tip for the day. One of the challenges facing the security industry today is that many security officers are deployed to their duty without structured professional training. Some learn on the job, some imitate what others are doing, some are given uniform and assigned responsibilities without understanding their responsibility. Some imitate others, what others are doing. The result is poor observation, weak reporting, and preventive security incidents. Security is simply about, no, it's not simply standing about the gate. It is about awareness. It is about responsibility. It is about protecting people, property, information, and their reputation. That is why structured training is important. Professional security begins with proper knowledge, and that is the knowledge we think we can offer to you. Most security failures begin long before an incident occurs. The problem is not always lack of manpower, sometimes it is lack of training. In today's security lesson, I explained why observation and disciplines are the foundation of professional security practice. What do you think is the most important quality of a security officer? If you are asked to answer that. Thank you.